Hey there, happy Saturday to you. I'm NBC Connecticut Storm Tracker meteorologist Alexis Clemens here on the first Saturday of April. And man, it's gorgeous out there right now in southern New England, here in Connecticut specifically. But there's a couple different things I wanted to talk about with this forecast. And I thought also it's a pretty busy travel weekend for a lot of folks for the holiday Easter tomorrow. And we are tracking some rain here in Connecticut by then. So hopping on here to answer any of your questions for your travel as we go through the next 2 days or so, and we'll break down that 10-day forecast as well. But first, I'm going to go ahead and pop on what's happening right now, because here at 9:47 this morning, we have a huge system that's impacting a lot of the country right now. Take a look at that. A lot of snow in Minnesota, in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We're also monitoring a severe threat. I've already seen from this specific system, I believe there was a tornado warning in southern Illinois this morning, and that has since gone away. But I'll go ahead and show you this graphic as well. There is a severe potential from Detroit all the way into like Buffalo, New York, through most of Ohio. Very, very dynamic system that we're dealing with here. We are not expecting severe weather here in southern New England for tomorrow, but we are going to be monitoring this system as we go through the next about 24 hours or so. So as we head towards about midday tomorrow, that's when this system will be here. So we're tracking that out for you. We're watching this system as it tracks across the Midwest. We're not expecting anything too crazy here in terms of severe weather for this time of year in the Midwest. It gets pretty dicey, but this doesn't look like a too bad of a setup, I would say. I mean, not great, but nothing breaking records or anything like that. Doesn't look like it. I wanted to also show you some temperatures across the region right now, because we have quite a divide. 46 in Albany, but 57 here in Hartford, 64 in New York, and 58 in Boston. But I want to show you what's going to happen today. This is actually rather common for this time of year. Look at Boston. It's only going to cool down as we go through the next couple of hours. What's going to happen is something called a backdoor cold front is going to move in from the Atlantic and bring in some really chilly air. So if you know anybody, or if you yourself are heading up to Boston, and the Red Sox have a game this afternoon, if you are planning on spending Easter in parts of central and eastern Massachusetts, over in Rhode Island as well, it's going to be much chillier today. I mean, that's a 25 degree difference in temperature there between Hartford and Boston. So we do have a comment about the Huskies last night. Oh, that was heartbreaking. The women losing last night. That was not the news I wanted to wake up to this morning. But I mean, they had a great season. Can't complain about that whatsoever. But the men have going tonight. Indianapolis at 6:09 this evening. They're seeing some thunderstorms right now. So hopefully things will be all right for the men. We can cheer them on in Indy. So for Easter tomorrow, we're monitoring this rain. This is kind of the look around the region. If you are traveling by car across the region today or tomorrow, we're going to track this rain here in Connecticut. I don't think it'll start until about noon. The best chance for rain for us is noon to 6 p.m. And I made this graphic to kind of break down that chance for you here. Now, there is a chance for a couple of spot showers as we go towards tonight and tomorrow morning. But for the most part, we're fairly dry until about noon tomorrow. It's 12 to 6 p.m. is the best chance for rain. And I think during that period there, through the afternoon hours, we don't see a lot of dry time. I think it's going to be pretty rainy from about noon to 6 p.m. For the most part, it should be light rain, but we could hear a few rumbles of thunder that would provide some bursts of that heavier rainfall briefly. So we'll track that from 12 to 6 p.m. and then we'll be dry by the evening hours. That'll cool us down into the work week. Somebody said the yard goats today. Oh my gosh, what a gorgeous forecast for them. And I'll go ahead and throw that up here because I mean, the 60s today, opening day on Thursday was chilly. I mean, I think the temperatures were in the upper 30s and low 40s for Thursday's game. Then yesterday, after such a gross start to Friday, it got warm. It was beautiful yesterday evening. And now for today's game, rubber match against the Bay Sox, looking great. If you're heading to the game, it would be a phenomenal day to be at a baseball game here in Hartford. Temperatures in the 60s. You will notice, though, through the game, likely going to see increase in cloud cover. But like I said, shouldn't feel any rain until about midday tomorrow. If you feel anything, it would just be a raindrop or two. You'll look up, be like, what's going on? And then we'll move on from there. So that's kind of what we're seeing. Somebody says, hi from New London. Hello. Glad to have you all here. New London, the sunrise this morning in New London was absolutely gorgeous. It was just breathtaking. I feel like the sunrise is there on our sky cams. New London's always pops off. I love that area. It's a great place. Do you have predictions for rainfall totals tomorrow? I do. That's a great question. Here's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about a half an inch or less. So a nice little soaker across the state here as that pops up. Thinking for the most part less than a half an inch. However, I could see a couple areas maybe nearing that 1 inch mark. That's if we can get a couple of thunderstorms going. We're not expecting severe weather here, but with just how dynamic this system is and it's rolling in the afternoon, wouldn't surprise me if we hear a couple rumbles of thunder tomorrow in the afternoon hours. So that could lead to potentially up to 1 inch, but we're not expecting much with this system. Most totals should be half an inch or less. We've been doing really good in the rain department. So things are looking good. River levels look great. Things are getting saturated. We're starting to see some buds on the trees. Spring's here, but we are going to cool down a little bit into the weekend. I'll talk about that in just a second. Yeah, it just looks like we're talking about the Huskies. Oh, man, that was heartbreaking last night. But, I mean, a 54-game winning streak it's not something to be upset about at all. It was fantastic. So they did a phenomenal job. And then the men play tonight, which will be really, really great. I'm looking forward to watching that game. So your Easter Sunday forecast shows that we've got rain, especially from 12 to 6 p.m. Temperatures in the 50s. Remember, and that rainfall total will likely be about a half an inch or less. I want to talk about how things are going to cool down a little bit in the next week. This temperature roller coaster continues. It looks like the inverse of a bell curve, whatever you want to call it there, y equals x squared kind of map. But temperatures are cooling down. The coolest of the week looks to be Tuesday, with temperatures dropping into the 40s. And a lot of people have asked, when should I start planting? When, today's a gorgeous day. You might be thinking about getting those gardens set up. I would not plant just yet because we are still expecting here. Let me find this graphic for you. We are still expecting low temperatures by Wednesday morning to be well into the 20s. That's a hard freeze for you there, and that would mess up any of those plants. So definitely, as you can see here, yeah, definitely don't want to plant just yet. I know I got the spring fever for sure, but don't plant those gardens just yet. But maybe we'll be turning the corner by the end of the 10-day forecast, which I'll show in just a second. Somebody says, is that statewide for rain? Yeah, about a half an inch to an inch is statewide. It looks pretty steady across the state. I don't think we see too differing of totals from town to town. I think it'll be pretty similar across the board, unless we get one little thunderstorm that wants to really produce a lot of rainfall, but I don't really see that happening. I do want to talk about the 10-day forecast, though, because, well, actually, let me show you this first, because this is something I like to see. This is something that makes me happy. Warmer temperatures on the way. We've got some really, really nice signals of warmer conditions as we go into the middle of April. So that's the end of our 10-day forecast and into the middle of the month. So everybody's asking, are we rounding the corner for spring? It looks promising. I'm not going to make the call yet, but when we were just talking about the low temperatures, right, for gardening, I wouldn't garden just yet because we're not done with freezing temperatures yet in the overnight hours. Wednesday morning is going to be very chilly. We are expecting a hard freeze by Wednesday morning. But I said on air this morning, I said, let's reassess next weekend. Let's see if this model output still looks the same for next weekend, because maybe I think by then I'll have a better chance, so a lot of people have asked, is this Wednesday the last freeze of the season? It could be, but there's always a but, right? It could be, but I want to wait for one more week of model runs to come in to make sure we don't cool down again. So the theme is don't plant the gardens this weekend, but next weekend, let's check back in. So absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Somebody said it's way too early to think it's just going to be warm. Absolutely. This time of year, it'll do anything. So yeah, don't plant the gardens just yet because we have freezing temperatures in the forecast, but let's check back in next weekend and see how it's doing. Because the temperatures, as we all know, have been all over the place. It's not been fun. I got sick last weekend because of just how up and down it's been. I think, again, the days all blend together, but I think we hit 80 degrees on like Tuesday, and then Thursday was like 39 or something. Yeah, just insane. I like when, this roller coaster will just be steady, right? And we'll get there where it's not there yet. Your 10-day forecast shows that temperatures are in the 60s today. It's gorgeous. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. Unfortunately, though, we are tracking those rain showers for Easter Sunday. Thinking of all of those egg hunts as we go through tomorrow as well. Yeah, a little rainy, but don't worry, Easter Bunny is prepared for that kind of thing. He's got his umbrella. Somebody says we always have to wait an extra week or two to plant up here in the Norfolk area. Let me know how you say Norfolk, because I've gotten Norfolk. I don't know. Everybody tells me something different. So tell me how you say it, please. But yes, I believe in the northwest corner. I believe the last freeze on average up there is around Mother's Day. So obviously it's, the growing season up here obviously is a little bit shorter than the rest of the country. But yeah, I know, planting and cherry blossoms and all that, we're all excited about it, but we'll have to wait for a little bit more. You said Norfolk. Okay. All right. Norfolk it is. I like it. I like the little hat that they have for that as well. Very cool. Thanks for that input. So yeah, we're tracking that rain tomorrow. Again, that's from noon to 6 p.m. on Sunday for the rain. So I'll step right through that for you. So Saturday, we're warming up. Sunday, we've got those scattered showers, especially from 12 to 6 p.m. And you'll notice this is all up and down 95 from Maine all the way down to I think like Georgia and Florida that they're dealing with this rain. It's a nice cold front that's going to provide those showers here. So we are tracking that here from about noon to 6 p.m. in Connecticut. Then a little bit cooler behind that system, more of a northwesterly wind. So 50s with some sunshine on Monday. This, though, not a fan. There's a little clipper system that wants to come into play on Tuesday. Yeah, you see the white stuff there. I don't think that impacts us right now in Connecticut, but it gets close. Couple snowflakes not too far away with this little clipper system. Clipper systems don't produce a lot. I think it'll bring us more cloud cover, couple of showers, but I think the best thing that this shows us is that it's still chilly as we go into Tuesday. There's just that chance. Little clipper system we'll keep an eye on for sure. But other than that, we have no other precipitation chances in the forecast. I'm going to go back to that 10-day because spot showers on Tuesday there, high 48, 27's the low for Wednesday morning, then warming on up. I mean, well into the 60s. We might be talking even about the 70s next weekend if things go in the right order, and a lot of sunshine by Wednesday and Thursday, looking really great by then. So just really 2 precipitation chances in the forecast right now. Then things are pretty dry. So Yeah. So thank you all again for joining. Good morning. I'm trying to see if I missed any questions. Rainfall totals across the state about a half an inch or less for most of us. Noon to 6 p.m. is best chance for rain here in Connecticut. And to wrap it up, yeah, don't plant the gardens just yet because we've got freezing temperatures, a hard freeze expected by Wednesday morning. So that's pretty much summing it up. Then, I mean, the temperatures are dropping 20 degrees into Tuesday, but then we warm right back up. And I mean, a high of 48 could be worse. Could be worse. So I guess we'll take it with some spot showers there on Tuesday. Ask any questions that you have. I'll stay on for just another little bit and trying to see if there's anything else I want to go over. For the most part, I mean, it's just a rainy afternoon for Easter. Oh, I guess I could show this graphic. This one's kind of fun. Temperatures are going to be in the 60s tomorrow, which is actually just a little, I mean, it's going to be right around, if not just a little above average for us. But hey, at least it's not the snowiest Easter, which was in 1970, 7 inches of snow. The coldest Easter temperature was 10 degrees back in 1959. The warmest was 95 for Easter in 1976. Yeah, that's warm. That was in Hartford. In Bridgeport, the warmest they got was 85 in 1957. But yeah, the Easter of 1970 clearly was one to remember with all that snow. Let me know if you remember it. That was before my time, but I'll take your word for it. I listen to the stats, to the record books there. So that's kind of cool. And then how this one will shape up, we do expect it to be rainy. But you'll notice both of those extreme graphics that I showed was 2 inches was the highest that they saw in Bridgeport on Easter. It was less than that in Hartford, I believe, and so that this shouldn't end up in the record books for us for rainfall. Like I said, a half an inch to an inch of that rain is expected as we go through Easter Sunday. So should be good to go in that department. Trying to see if I have missed anything else before I let you all go. But yeah, looks pretty solid. I guess we'll end with one final look at the radar because it is very, very active right now across the country. Remember, this system is on the way. This right now that we're looking at, current time is 10:04 in the morning on April 4th. We've got this rain stretches from northern Michigan all the way well into Texas, even some snow in parts of the upper Midwest. We are going to see rain from this system, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but for the most part, this system is just rain for us here in Connecticut between about noon and 6 p.m. So that is what we are watching for you for Sunday. Yeah, the timing of the rain isn't the best just because of, Easter and wanting to be outside and all that stuff. But hey, that's what today's for. Do those egg hunts today. If you want to do them earlier in the morning tomorrow, temperatures will be in the 40s. It'll be mostly dry then. But tomorrow afternoon between noon and 6 p.m., it does look pretty rainy out there. So I would definitely have the rain gear ready to go for Sunday. And then maybe a couple spot showers on Tuesday. Temperatures will cool down, but they warm right back up by the end of the week. Thank you all so much for joining us here on this Saturday morning. Go Huskies for tonight. Hopefully the men can pull it off against Illinois. We will see you again a little bit later. And if I don't see you, have a very happy Easter if you celebrate.